So I wasn't really going to make this video, but after receiving the product and testing it out, the issue that I saw come up, I figured it was quite a large issue. So I thought, why not warn you at home? That way you don't have to spend your hard-earned money and then go through the refund process once you actually figure it out for yourself. This way you'll be informed ahead of time. Now the product in question is this M4 Mac Mini hub. Now the brand that sent me this, I'm not going to mention their name, and it's kind of redundant because the manufacturer is Colory, the original manufacturer, and there's several different brands that use the same manufacturer to produce this exact same thing, just putting their own name on it. So you may have seen this online, and that's where I saw it. Looked pretty cool. They actually sent it out to me. So let's dive in and find out what this big issue is. So welcome back. If it's your first time here, my name's Almir, aka MrHtech. On this channel we make tech simple. Do consider subscribing down below if you do like tech content, and recently we'll be doing a lot of Mac Mini content. A lot of you are new to the channel, so thank you for subscribing. Like the video if you do end up liking it, share it with your friends and family to get the information out there, share the channel, and help with the channel being recognized on the algorithm more. Now, before we get to the actual issue, let me just talk about this hub for a section because I did actually like it when I saw it, and the reason I liked it was I love this stand section. The Mac Mini fits nicely on top, and then you've got the empty bit on the bottom, which probably helps with airflow. But then you've also got this cutout for the power button, which I thought was quite helpful. Not for me because I don't really turn my Mac Mini off that much, but other people out there they do, and then you'll have nice easy access to the power button. Now on the front, something I didn't like, you've got 3 USB-A ports, which I know me personally, I don't really have many USB-A cables. I think 95% of my cables now are USB-C to USB-C. So that wouldn't really be beneficial to me. I mean, obviously, if you have USB-A, memory sticks and stuff like that, that might be beneficial for you. But I think at least they could have just done 1 USB-A and 2 USB-C. I think that would have appealed to a higher, larger amount of people. Now, on the front, we've also got micro SD and SD card slots, which I do think is nice because the actual M4 Mac Mini doesn't have a card slot on it. And then on the back, we've got a 5V 2 amp port, which probably for charging something and or connecting something to the hub. And then we've got a host port, which is the actual port you use to connect the USB-C cable to the Mac Mini. Now on the bottom, we have an NVMe drive slot, so you can put an NVMe SSD in there and have transfer speeds at 10 gigabits per second. Depending on which drive you get, you'll get different speeds. So, originally when I got this, I was actually quite excited because I love the design of it. Obviously the ports on the front weren't the best thing, but besides that, you get memory card slot, and that's all I really need. And then you've got USB-C ports on the back of the actual Mac Mini, so that's all well and good. Something I didn't like is, in order to connect it to my Mac Mini, I have to use up one of the, if you've got the base M4 Mac Mini, you'll use up a Thunderbolt 4 port, and if you've got the Pro version, you'll use a Thunderbolt 5 port for the sake of having some USB-A ports and memory card slot, which I don't know how much of a trade-off you think that is, but for me personally, I'm not a fan of that. If I'm trading a Thunderbolt 4 port, I want it to be meaningful for the stuff I'm getting back from it. Now, on the bottom, the actual NVMe, you get 10 gigabits per second drive speeds, which I was hoping it would be more, and I think they are making a 40 gigabit per second NVMe slot on the bottom for the next iteration of this, so that will be a good bonus. And then they also make a version which is just the stand without the hub, which is what I think I'm going to use because of the issue that's arose from this. Now let's talk about the issue. So when I first connected this to the Mac Mini, everything was working fine, ports were working fine, the NVMe drive was working fine underneath. However, the one thing that was not working was my internet connection. Now I thought it was an issue with my router, but every other device in their household was working. So I figured it must be something to do with this. So I was clicking on Google, going to speed test, and it was just not responsive at all. As soon as I lifted the Mac Mini off this actual stand, even about like that much, the internet came back to life, everything was working as it was, and I was getting my 300, 400 megabytes internet speed. So I thought that was a bit weird. So what I did then was I put the Mac Mini back on the stand and tried to do it again. As soon as I put it back on the stand, the internet cuts out again. It just won't load anything, which led me to thinking that this is actually, maybe it's a faulty unit. So I contacted the company and they said, oh, due to logistics and transport, it's probably a faulty unit, which, what's the possibility of it being a faulty unit? There is a possibility, of course, with every unit that comes to you, but I posted a short on my YouTube channel about this issue, and to my surprise, there was a few more people out there that had the exact same issue. So if it was a fault for this specific unit, why would so many other people have the same issue? Now, the reason I mentioned the one without the hub is because the one without the actual hub on the bottom, when you put your Mac Mini on top, apparently doesn't have any issue. So what I'm thinking is it's actually the hub that's causing the interference with the Wi-Fi. I don't know why, I don't know for what reason, but this is actually causing interference, because even when I would plug in the hub to the Mac Mini, but put the Mac Mini to the side, so not even on top of it, the internet would still be there, but you would see a 30-40% drop in internet speeds, as opposed to when I unplug it from the hub. But then when I put it on top of it, there's just no internet at all. So be warned, if you're a Wi-Fi user, even if you're not a Wi-Fi user, I mean, this is not a cheap product, it's over like $100. So be warned that this is going to have Wi-Fi issues, and it's not even a Wi-Fi issue, it's just Wi-Fi won't work. And I think that's something that a lot of you out there should know, because this is very popular, and the reason I got it was because I really like the design of it. I do hope that they can fix it. And the company did say, the company I got this from, they did say they're going to send me a brand new one out because of the fault. So once that brand new one comes out to me, I'm going to test it as well, and I will leave in the comments box below if the brand new one has fixed the fault or if the fault's still there. So make sure to check back probably around a week. I don't know how fast the delivery will be, but I will definitely keep you updated in the comments box below, because I find it very hard to believe that that was a fault when there's so many other people that have the same issue. So something I do, for that price tag, that $110, you can get better alternatives out there. Like, for example, one company, RayQ, they have, although it doesn't look like this, they also have a hub that the Mac Mini goes on top of, but you get the 40 gigabyte speeds for, I think, $110, $115. So it's a little bit more, but you get that added benefit of the higher drive speeds on the bottom, which is going to be a big benefit, especially if you've got them for a Mac Mini. You're going to benefit from them faster data transfer speeds. But be warned, do not get one of these until the issue is fixed. If you want to get one, get the one without the dock on the bottom, if you want that floating look for the Mac Mini, because I think that's nice as well. But the one with the dock on the bottom, regardless of brand, I think it's a manufacturing issue. So I could be wrong, but just be wary when buying one of these. I will link you some alternatives like M4 Mac Mini docks and stands in the description box below if you really want to get a stand for yourself. But for this, I would hold out, come back in a week when I discover if the actual new unit has the same issue. And if it does, then definitely just don't buy it. If the new unit is fixed, I'll let you know, and then you're free to buy the new one. But yeah, I hope that did help you, because I think that's a very important thing. This is not a little bit of money, like $110 for a dock. It's not like spending $15 on something for your Mac Mini. So people work hard for their money, so they want to make sure the stuff they get works properly. So if this video did help you, hit that subscribe button below, like it, share it with your friends and family so they both know that they shouldn't be getting one of these until that issue is fixed. Like I said, even if you're an Ethernet user, you can use the Ethernet on the back of the Mac Mini. But will any other issues arise from having this plugged into your Mac Mini? I don't know. I just know the Wi-Fi one is a big one for me, because I'm not able to get any internet access having my Mac Mini on there. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one, and see you later.